Hi, students. One thing I want to start talking to you about this week is the role of confusion in reading literature. Um, One of the things that students often tell me is they read a poem and they just think, I don't get it, I don't know what this is about. Or they write a journal entry and they feel like they understand a poem and then they participate in discussion in class and they're like, oh, I got it wrong. Um, but none of that is wrong. Um, and what I often say to students is that confusion is part of the way literature works. There's a story in the Bible, which I don't know that well, but what I remember about it is Jesus is walking around and he's telling people all these stories, and they're very confusing. I think they call them parables in the Bible. And they're very confusing. And people say to him, Jesus, why do you keep telling us these totally confusing stories? And Jesus says, because you're blind and you don't know it. And it's not until you're confused that you understand how blind you are. And that's kind of what literature does. It takes a topic like a drunk father or a couple kids going on their first date, and it kind of tries to mess with you. It kind of tries to show you things that you might not expect to see um, in that moment. Um, and so the first thing it usually does is throw you something that seems really unexpected and confusing. So if you're feeling confused, recognize that that is part of the process of becoming intimate with a work of literature. It's kind of like if you move to a new city or you started a new college. Um, when you get lost and you have to find your way home or find your way to your class or find your way to the right building, that's when you start to figure out where everything is. So try to be really patient with that confusion. Let yourself be lost. Try to take a deep breath and, be present with it. And trust that that feeling of being lost or confused is a natural beginning stage in reading any piece of literature. And then we'll work together to kind of untangle that confusion and see if we can figure out sort of the lay of the land in a particular work of literature.